everybody. So I know I had quite a few interested in information about our quick cooker. So this is Pampered Chef's version of the quick cooker, of the Instapot I mean. So if you are familiar with the word Instapot from Walmart's or other places, this is our version, and our version is called the quick cooker. Now, we have some major safety specs on ours. So one of the things with ours is we have a button up here that comes up. So whenever your system reaches pressure, this button will come up. The system completely locks, so you can't open it, so you don't have to worry about getting splashed with any steam from that. We have what's called a natural release. So what I could do is I could just let the lid on, and then steam will very slowly come from the top of this spout. Or I could push this button and fast release it. And the way that they compare it is like shaking a can of soda, and then it like basically like fizzing all over. That's about how long this lasts when you release the steam. And it's not something that's so hot and so powerful that it would cause damage to cabinets or things like that in your kitchen. The other nice thing is it has a lock on the system, which makes it really nice, so it's all locked. And then, of course, on the sides, we have handles, so you can lift it and pick it up wherever you go. Now, why does everybody need this? Well, first of all, this has completely changed the way I cook in my house. People always say, well, how do you get everything done? Well, it's because I have this beast now. So I throw frozen foods in. I mean frozen roast, frozen chicken. If I made like freezer meals and I threw a bunch of stuff, potatoes and vegetables and meats, and froze that as like a meal that I could throw in a crock pot, I could throw them in this. Now, the way that this is kind of comparable is if you are a crock pot person, for every 4 hours, you basically can have something done in about 30 minutes in this machine. So it's incredible. The food always tastes amazing. So I guess I should talk about the features. Then I'll talk about some of the things that I do. So searing is one thing. That's a feature of it. So you could leave the lid off in the pot. So it comes with a stainless steel pot. And then what you could do is you could sear with it. So it's just like if you were using a fry pan, butter, onions, garlic, you're going to saute something. If you were going to brown your meat before you cook it, if you were going to make, meatballs and brown those, you could use the sear feature. So you could use it like a pan. Then when you could do a steam feature, and that means like steaming your vegetables. So I could steam things in 2 or 3 minutes and completely it's ready to go. It's cooked. One of the things I do is I do halupkis. So if you're from Pennsylvania, you probably know what halupkis are. Sometimes they call them cabbage rolls. There's other names for them in other places. But basically, I've steamed cabbage when I make my halupkis. I used to do it in my microwave. I throw it in here for 10 minutes, and it's completely done. So it is amazing for that. So it's really just cut down a lot of cooking time, a lot of prep time, made life a little bit easier. We have the slow cook feature, so you can still use this as a crock pot if you wanted to. And then Proof allows you to make homemade bread. So that is something I'm going to be getting my hands into, is making up some homemade bread and bread bowls and things like that to go with our soup, since it's now the cold weather and fall season. Now, if I were going to cook something like chicken, I just turn it to the chicken dial and then hit start. Beef and pork, hit start. Fish and seafood, hit start. You get the idea. Soup, stocks. Then it comes into white rice, brown rice, your whole grains, beans, stews, and desserts. You could actually take basically if you were going to make some type of bean recipe, you'd have to soak beans overnight. If you don't buy canned ones, if you buy the dry ones, you don't have to do that. You could literally make them with our quick cooker, and you do not have to soak them any longer. They'll cook right through, which is amazing. Some of the other things, if you were going to make a recipe and you wanted to follow a recipe from a Pinterest or a cookbook, an Instapot book, you absolutely can do that. We have a custom setting, so you could just hit custom and then the time the recipe calls for. This is a 6-quart piece. We also have what's called a delay setting. So if you decided, I know, now this is the other feature too, is that this stays warm for 4 hours after it's done cooking. So then that way, if you wanted to say maybe delay it, and that way your timing is perfectly, because after 4 hours, the system will completely shut down. It's a safety feature on this. So maybe I want to start my dinner at 9 o'clock. I could delay this. So there's a delay feature over here. I could click delay and then set how long of a delay I want. So maybe I leave for work at 7. I want to delay it till 9, and it will start cooking at 9 o'clock. I can delay that, and then that way I could time it perfectly for when I get home from work if I wanted to. I'm trying to think what else. So what do I do with this? Well, I do rices. I do mashed potatoes in 14 minutes. About 20 because till it comes to pressure, but still 20 minutes. I'm not watching water boil. I do pastas. I steam vegetables. I make every type of meat you could imagine. full chickens in here, eggs. We could do egg cups in here. I could do hard-boiled eggs, and the shells come off beautifully. My new thing, I've been doing cheesecakes of all sorts, all different types of cakes that you can do, dessert recipes. The thing is incredible. It does everything and anything that you could possibly imagine. You could Pinterest recipes. I also have a cooking club online, and anybody that owns the Quick Cooker, you could be in my cooking club, or even an Instapot. Like, anybody's welcome. It's not like it's like this top secret group, but I go live every Wednesday cooking dinner, and I send you the ingredients. I post them ahead of time, so that way you could cook dinner right along with me, which makes it really super easy, and it gets you comfortable with your machine. So I just wanted to come on to give you some ideas and tell you a little bit about my Quick Cooker. But I will tell you, everybody, it's not because I sell this, okay? I sell Pampered Chef because I absolutely love the products. They are long-lasting. They will hold the value. You're not going to be replacing them constantly, so you're going to get your money's well worth, okay? Your money will be well spent. The thing I love about this machine, though, is it has really cut down on my prep work, so I don't have tons of dishes laying all over the place. I have a mat, I have a knife, I throw everything in. I'm not babysitting food, so I'm not watching things boil. I'm not checking on things. I literally can set it and forget it. I'm able to go about my life. I'm able to go about doing things. The cleanup is simple. It's just you're basically only going to clean the inside stainless steel pot, and you're good to go. So it really is a system that allows you to make pretty much everything that you can imagine. It's easy cleanup, it's easy prep work for anything that you're making, and it's going to give you time back into your lives because you're not going to spend so much time dealing with all that stuff I mentioned with the prep, the cleanup, and just watching and monitoring your food while it's cooking. So that's many minutes and hours within a week back into your lives so that you can go do something else while your dinner's preparing. And the best part is it's going to taste good. And like I said, you could do breakfast, you could do lunch, you could do dinner, you could do desserts. So it is pretty nice. I actually have 2 quick cookers, so it's amazing because you could do your meal and then you could do the side dishes in one. So it is just an incredible product. It is definitely going to change the way that you cook. It's going to change the way that your family has time to spend together. I value family and that family time around the dinner table. So you'll be able to put your energy into chatting with family and sharing conversations and not so much time cleaning in your kitchen and prepping. Okay? So any questions you got below, post below. I will be giving a prize away at the end of the party for the best participator in the show. So participate. And any questions you have, just post below the video. Thanks for joining me. And I will be back live tomorrow with the blender.